Ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor to introduce the 62nd Superintendent of the United States Naval Academy, Vice Admiral Ted Carter, United States Navy.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the United States Naval Academy here in Annapolis, Maryland. Today, everybody is a distinguished visitor, but we have some exceptional people here with us, so if you permit me just a few minutes, I'd like to acknowledge some of our special guests. Ambassador Rita of Egypt, Ambassador Bakradze of Georgia, Ambassador Robelina of Madagascar, Admiral Bill Moran from the great class of 1981, who along with me sat in these very seats 40 years ago for Induction Day. The Honorable Louis Freeh, the 5th Director of the FBI. The Honorable John Cooney, Spokane County Superior Court Judge. Vice Admiral Joe Aucoin, Commander, 7th Fleet. Vice Admiral John Aquilino, Deputy Chief of Naval Operations for Operations Plans and Strategy. Vice Admiral Retired Ed Straw, class of 1961, who 60 years ago was here for Induction Day. And the members of the great class of 1971, represented by their class president, Perry Martini. Among the many members of the class of 1971, over 40 strong here today, are retired Lieutenant General John Sattler and retired Vice Admiral Kevin Green. Let's give them all a big round of applause. Now, this is truly a special day, and I'd like to start off by addressing the class of 1971. You know, you were here 50 years ago, and I know a lot of you remember quite well your superintendent. He was the 44th Superintendent of the United States Naval Academy, Rear Admiral Draper Kaufman. Now, for a lot of you here in the audience, you may not be familiar who Draper Kaufman is. He was a true American hero. Twice awarded the Navy Cross, the second highest award for heroism in our nation. And as the superintendent here, he addressed that class, the class of 1971, in 1967. Now, what you may not also know about Admiral Kaufman, he was the founder of what is now known today as the Navy SEAL program, as well as the Explosive Ordnance Disposal program. And what he talked about to this class, who sat here amidst a very unpopular war, was about service and about how to win in tough combat. And although the times have changed, and although technology has certainly changed quite a bit, those themes still ring true today. And I'm so proud to be able to talk to the class of 1971, who are now that 50-year link in the chain, who will mentor the class of 2021, not only through their plebe year, but for the next 4 years and beyond. Now, for the parents, the grandparents, the friends, the family that gathered here, well over 4,000 strong, all over Stribling Walk in Tecumseh, you too are to be congratulated. This is also your very special day, and maybe one of the most emotional days you will have experienced. You have done a phenomenal job to bring your sons and daughters and help them shape the decision to want to serve, to come here to the Naval Academy. And maybe more importantly, with this oath that they will take today, you will become today and forever a member of the Naval Academy family. Let's give our parents, our grandparents, all the friends and family to the class of 2021 a great round of applause. Now, to the class of 2021, your training starts today. You will learn so much just over the next 6.5 weeks through your plebe year and your 4 years here at the Naval Academy. We will talk to you often about the lessons of history, and I think that should start here today. Now, I could speak to you about many great naval battles: the Battle of Midway, the Battle of Coral Sea, Pickett's charge at Gettysburg, in terms of great land battles. But the story that I feel relates to what you should know coming into this institution is the story of the Battle of Mobile Bay. Now, this happened during the Civil War, and for all of us, we have to remember, during the Civil War, the Naval Academy was shut down for fear that the South would run it over. It was given back to the United States Army in 1861. So during this period of time, on 5 August 1864, this place where we sit right now was a U.S. Army hospital. And on this particular day, in the opening of the Gulf in Mobile Bay, there were two principal characters involved. The first was the first superintendent of the Naval Academy, Admiral Franklin Buchanan. He was the only Confederate admiral, and he was in charge of a flotilla of ships led by the ironclad Confederate ship Tennessee, the strongest ironclad on the water. Now, for the Union Navy, led by Admiral David Glasgow Farragut, he brought an entire squadron of 15 ships, led by 4 ironclads, the lead of the ship, USS Tecumseh. How appropriate that we are in Tecumseh Court. And 11 other wooden ships propelled by a single screw, lashed together in columns of 2. And to get into Mobile Bay, to get after Buchanan's Navy, they were going to have to navigate through the bay, where the South had laid all kinds of mines, floating mines, to protect the harbor. And on the shoreline, there were 3 forts, Fort Morgan, Fort Gaines, and Fort Powell, led by over 1,000 men and 100 guns. Admiral Farragut was not in the lead ship. He was in the second ship, USS Hartford. The lead ship was led by Captain James Alden in the USS Brooklyn. As they formed up on that early morning on 5 August, the guns from the shore coming across, the smoke from the ships laying on the sea, Admiral Farragut could not see the battle. He went into the rigging, and one of the sailors went up there and they lashed him to the mainmast. And as they approached the harbor, the mines clearly visible, USS Tecumseh hit one of the mines, suddenly burst, the bow flew up and sank into the water like a straight arrow, less than 25 seconds from impact to sinking. The lead ship, USS Brooklyn, Captain Alden, stopped his ship. The whole formation turned into an accordion of a mess. Admiral Farragut took the initiative, called for USS Hartford to come hard port, and as he sailed up with USS Brooklyn and Captain Alden to his right, Captain Alden pointed at the minefield. And there was our hero, Admiral Farragut, lashed to the mainmast. He pointed to the minefield. It said, "Damn the torpedoes!" Full speed ahead! Full speed indeed. And he waged into battle. And he won that battle. He met Franklin Buchanan. All 14 of the remaining ships sailed through without a single explosion. Days later, the Union forces captured Fort Morgan, Fort Gaines, and Fort Powell. That, along with the taking down of Atlanta, turned the Civil War. And President Abraham Lincoln and U.S. history was set on course. Now, for our class of 2021, the immediate lessons there for you is risk under fire, understanding and having the tenacity to use all of your capability to solve a problem against all adversity. And maybe most importantly, the will to win. These are the elements. That's what this institution is all about. And you will learn that every day of Plebe Summer. Now, Plebe Summer is going to start here at 19:15. And of course, tomorrow morning. And it's hard. We call this program here Pressure with a Purpose. And I want you to know that each and every one of you have been carefully screened. We know how important it was for you to get here, to be here. There are thousands upon thousands of other young men and women who would gladly take your seat. But to be successful over the next 6.5 weeks, take it day by day, event by event, and the time will move on, and you will get better every single day. This program is about teaching you followership before we can give you the principles of leadership to be able to make those types of decisions that I just described. I am excited for you. I can't wait to see what you are ready to do. Now, in a few short moments, you're going to take an oath. And the words to that oath truly matter. It is unique in American culture. They date back to the beginning of our nation. General George Washington knew that to get the faith and trust of his soldiers, his sailors, his officers, that he had to create an oath. An oath not to a person, as the Romans did, but to a concept, to the concepts that were outlined in our Constitution. These are the words that you are about to take. And as I think about how I can best describe, in this modern era, the significance of this oath, I can't think of anybody more important than to use the words of who most people would consider to be the father of our U.S. Navy, Captain John Paul Jones. Now, a lot of you know Captain John Paul Jones is buried in our crypt. He's been there since 1913. He started serving in 1777, and he said these words to inspire young men to come and fight with him. Sign on and sail with me. The stature of our homeland is no more than a measure of ourselves. Our job is to keep her free. Our will is to keep the torch of freedom burning for all. To this solemn purpose, we call on the young, the brave, the strong, the free. Heed my call. Come to the sea. Come sail with me. To the class of 1971, welcome back to your United States Naval Academy. To the class of 2021, welcome aboard. May God bless our United States Naval Academy. May God bless the Navy Marine Corps team. May God watch over all those that are keeping the watch to keep us free and safe tonight. May God bless the United States of America. Thank you all very, very much.